Progress.
Okay, I think we're back up. Yep, we're back up. Unfortunately, there is a chance that we may have to reboot the system, but right now we're up and we're going to continue on. So we're going to open this up to public comment before we bring it back to the board.
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card on Zoom. Please press *9 or the raised hand icon. I don't see any public comments.
Oh, you have public?
I need you to fill out a card in the back and submit it to me so I know.
Yep.
And I do have somebody on Zoom, so I'm going to let them in, or on Facebook. I'm going to let them in first.
Zoom go first, and then we'll come back to the ones that are in the audience.
City of San Juan, you've been unmuted and you have 3 minutes, and you have to unmute yourself when you're in. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. This is Councilmember Jackie Morris Lopez. Good afternoon, Chair and Planning Committee and Board of Supervisors. I just want to speak in support of this project. I just would like to remind the Board of Supervisors that last week, a project similar to this, maybe not quite the size, it is a farm operation that is on the property of former Board of Supervisor Anthony Botello. That operation was working without licensed or permitted permits. People on his property operating a cabinet shop, and also sounded like also an ag sort of industry working on equipment, farm equipment. So this project that Mr. Barrera is proposing for appeal before you today does not sound quite different from what former Supervisor Botello presented to the Planning Commission. And that was a pass, even though Supervisor Botello, former, was operating either without knowledge or with knowledge, I don't know, that the occupants that were performing these services on his property without a permit. And I believe, don't quote me on this, it was probably more than 3 years. I agree with the attorney that stood up there on behalf of Mr. Barrera. This is a small ag company, which is what we like to promote, small businesses. It is an ag industry. That is a mini salad bowl for our county. There's a lot of growth in crops growing out there in ag industries that benefit from Mr. Barrera's company. It seems like the issues with the noise level has been tested and shown that it isn't an issue except for a small amount of time. Maybe something that can be used as a mitigation effort would be maybe a sound wall. I don't know, around his property, a small sound wall. But I really believe that you really need to look at these two businesses. One was in clear violation, and I understand that Ms. Barrera was in violation, but has come back and mitigated some of those. So on one hand, the county did approve former Botello's operation, and on this hand, this gentleman is having to appeal. So I think I wholeheartedly support this. This is the type of business we want to see out there. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Next in chambers, Cindy.
Hi, thanks for listening. So my number one concern with this operation in my neighborhood is the fact that he's over length. Nobody has addressed the situation that he is completely off the national network. His trucks with his trailer, with a conventional, with a sleeper, including the 53-foot trailer, is over 75 feet length. It goes from 70 to 75 feet. So with him making a turn on any one of those roads, he cuts the corner, he crosses over the double yellow line. Anybody with that size of a unit crosses over the double yellow line on a turn. So that's one of my points. The actual truck route for that area is 101 to 129, not to go past Prescott, period. Truly, that's it. They're not even supposed to go down San Justo. They can't make that turn onto Lucy Brown. They're cutting the corner. If you happen to be one of the people in that turn, you are forced to put it in reverse and get out of their way and hope you can do it in time. So there's a sign at the end of Lucy Brown and 156 that says not advised. There's not enough law enforcement to, do anything about this. There's just not enough. So they put the sign out there, not advised. Caltrans would have to go out there, survey the area, put all the things in, that need to be done. That's just one of my issues, is that not in the national network, and he's over length. The other issue I have are the asphalt grindings. This is repurposed asphalt. This is oil, rock, diesel, ground up, and it's cheap base rock is what it is. He's got thousands of piles of this in the property. Most of his property is already covered with it. I don't know if anybody has actually gone out there and looked, but most of the property is already covered in this asphalt grindings. Where's the runoff gonna go? We've got tomatoes growing right next to the property, walnuts. Nobody's making any, saying what needs to be done about that. So that's about all I've got to say about that for now. I understand that he's a small business trying to make it, but you know what? Everybody else has to go get a yard in a place that you have to pay rent. And the fines that you guys have supposedly put in on him are nothing compared to what he would have to go and pay rent for to get a real yard, to park all this equipment. And there is trucks and equipment running 24/7. People living in the back, in the semis, in the sleepers. Where are they using the restroom? Where's food safety? All these farmers have to have food safety. We got tomato fields right there and people living in the back. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about all that.
Thank you for your comment.
Next in chambers, Renee.
Good afternoon. I put together a packet that I'd like to give each of you if you take a minute to look at it for me or with me. I'm going to let you peruse it. I've included pictures of where his trucks are parked, how close his trucks are parked to the crops. You can see where it literally looks like he has crops on 3 sides of his property. I've included pictures of the asphalt grindings that he has all over his property. We are definitely opposed to him being on our street. I am a flag property, so I'm in the back close to where his trucks are parked. I can hear his trucks idle. I hear his backup alarms every morning and every time they back up to those units. And he has tons of them packed there all the time. It's not an occasional thing. It is regularly, daily, multiple times a day, they pass by my house. You can see one of the pictures that I gave also shows him literally passing my driveway to go to his residence every single time. If Mr. Barreras is picking up produce in Arizona and Nevada and bringing it to California, I believe it would be better for him to move his business to Arizona and Nevada, and that is his pickup point. We are the drop-off point. That way, we as a community do not have to suffer and listen to his constant noise and deal with his constant traffic and the road issues that we're going to have over the course of years that will go on. I also had some issues with, in reference to the appellant claiming that he's measured these noise levels and generated an acoustic test. Was it done by a company or was it done by, he says, by a smartphone on his app? How reliable is this smartphone app really? I am a daughter of a refrigeration mechanic. I grew up in refrigeration. I know how loud these trucks can be. And when idling on a property without being hooked up to a truck, you're at 70 to 75 decibels regularly. When you hook up to a truck and pull away, you're at 95 to 98 decibels on a regular basis. You also have truck brakes that then are going to make huge noise every time you release the brakes. There's way more noise than what he's trying to make it sound like. So then my other question is, he has said that he wasn't going to have them stay overnight in this situation. Originally, he said he was when we spoke to the Planning Commission. So he has made some changes, but I don't believe him to not have them overnight sometimes because there's noise consistently now. He also has mobile trailers out there for his drivers to sleep in that he has generators hooked up to. Where are they going to the bathroom? Where are the septic tanks? I mean, this is a hazard that we're dealing with along with the extra noise from these generators. In reference to the planning and zoning section of the staff report and Mr. Barreras utilizing the majority of the property for his trucking operation, he is thereby not maintaining integrity and productivity of the land, which is what that zoning is meant for.
Thank you for your comments and the information.
Next
hope you
in
look over the
chambers is Wendy.
So let me start with why we first contacted the department.